Hey guys, well, welcome back. Have you been trying to find your own piece of American land and finding it's almost impossible in the seller's market we're in to get an offer accepted? Well, I'm going to talk about a real life example, a deal that I cut sitting right here on the beach on this week's episode of The American Landman. So there were a couple of keys to this sale. Number one is working right with me as the listing agent. The real benefit of doing that, there's a lot of benefits to doing that. It really revolves around being able to get information as you need it quickly. There's a lot of trust between a buyer and a seller, or needs to be. And when there's less agents involved, guys, it makes it so much simpler to get the information you need in a timely manner, and really like understanding the seller and what they're not saying verbally, I guess. And same thing for the buyer. When you're a listing agent and you're taking care of both sides, I could just manage the feelings about the deal much easier. The second thing I think that was really key was having everything in order. I asked the buyer to give me a letter of pre-approval. I asked him to remove most, if not all, the contingencies, and have a really short inspection period, which is probably the biggest deal of all when it comes to sellers in a seller's market. Because the last thing they want to do is get into a deal where there's just a lot of contingencies of the sale. They're going to get locked into you, and in a typical real estate deal, you might have 30 days inspections or even 45. And a seller in this market, guys, with as hot as it is, they're just not willing to do that, because 45 days off the market could mean everything. Interest rates could rise, the market could change drastically. There's just a lot of things that could go on, or they might even miss out on another very qualified buyer. So they're not going to get into a deal with a buyer, or I will advise them not to get into a deal with a buyer that's just not ready to buy the property. So do all your inspections on a very short contingency, if any at all. You know, these days, if you have an agent that uses technology as I do, you can do so much. I could tell you what the assessed value is. I could show you aerial maps, topography, wetland. I have all the disclosures, vacant land disclosures, wetland disclosures, MFL disclosures. I can get all that information to you very quickly, very easily. I could do it all from the beach. It's all on my phone. And so working with me as an agent that is good with technology really speeds the process up. And believe it or not all agents are. A lot of agents there's plenty of agents that are still doing it old-fashioned paper. They got to sit down in front of you and they got to write it out, and then they've got to, believe it or not, fax it or scan it in, send it as a PDF over to the seller, have him look at it. He has to get it back. He may not be good with technology. So if you work with me, I'm good with technology, and we're gonna get this thing done in lightning speed. So in this case, that's what we did. We had a really short contingency of inspection. My buyer went out there with a really important piece of paper in hand, and that was a list that I had my seller produce that showed everything that was included in this sale. He had a cabin that was stocked full of personal stuff. And what I asked him to do is, either get it out of there quickly, which we weren't able to do in this case, or send me a list of everything that you're taking out of the cabin. In this case, that was a smaller list. I told my buyer, anything that you see in this cabin is staying with the deal, except for this list right here. And there was a TV and a stove and a couple personal items. But that list made it very easy for the buyer to go there and say, okay, when I make my offer, which was already accepted, inspection, contingency, everything I see here is going to go with the deal. So he went out there, he looked at the property, toured it, and within a couple hours, he came back to me and said, I'm good to go, let's remove that contingency, and the deal was done. I did this all from the beach, folks, all from the beach, all electronically, all through my phone, and that is key. You got to be able to work with electronics because things are happening so fast in this market. So I hope that helps you, and you could get these deals done. You got to work with the right agent. You got to work with the right contingencies or lack thereof. Have all the information, all your ducks in a row, and that's how you do it. So I hope that's helped you. We got a $370,000 deal on the beach yesterday, right from here, and that's how we got it done. So I'm out here fishing. I got my fishing rod down the way here. It's a beautiful spring break, and I'm still working. So hey guys, I'd like to be your guy in the land business. Hopefully the sound isn't too loud. I'm standing in the crashing waves and I'm having a good time, and I'm still selling properties. Hey, I want to be your guy in the land business, so give me a call. Please hit that like, subscribe button, send comments, and give me a call when you're ready to do this. I'm Neil Hauger, and I'm a land specialist with Whitetail Properties Real Estate here in sunny Florida. You've been watching The American Landman.